All right,
Not
well,
true.
welcome everybody, and welcome for another episode of the Group Up Podcast. We're here for the great Christmas debate, and I am live with some awesome munching gamers and some plushies in the back. All right, let me introduce my guest, and let's get right into it. In the bottom right, with her wonderfully decorated bed, is Eskay. Eskay, what's up?
Hello. I'm good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Eloquent. Eloquently spoken. Thank you, Eskay. In the bottom left, with his own plushie, is Bogur.
Hi, Winton.
And ignore the joke right now. I've named him Bowie, but that's because
You named
that's who
me
he is.
Bo.
That's who he is. In the top left is my man Jay3 Munchin. Jay3, what was that? Still the Cajun fries?
Cajun fries, bro. We got chicken, black beans, rice, corn, salad. Yeah, bro.
I'm liking it.
Today's deadlift day.
Deadlift day. Okay. Are you gonna hit the gym after this? You already hit the gym, or are you gonna hit the gym after this?
Oh, after.
After? Okay. Well, we'll expect to see some gains. Hashtag gains. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me. We're here to discuss Overwatch, this funny little game that we play. And as we always do in this podcast, I'd like to start off with getting everyone's rough feelings on where we stand with the game. And I'm going to go with my man Jay3 because I remember seeing a tweet from Jay3 yesterday about his ranked games. They weren't looking too hot. So, Jay, how are you feeling about Overwatch right now?
It's fucking trash. It's terrible, dude. I am getting, and no offense to the players, I don't think it's the players' fault, but I am getting diamond players in my game. And I'm like, I know, start of the season, you drop a few ranks, which I think is cool because I think you should be allowed to, grind all the way back up and not camp an SR, which is cool. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's ass right now. This guy was diamond. I checked his past seasons. He was diamond. Season in Overwatch 1, he was diamond. Yeah, it's just bad. No offense, you should not be in my games, and it's Blizzard's fault. It's not the player's fault, in my opinion.
Wow, that's a very scathing indictment there. And yeah, I do agree. It isn't their player fault. They just queued up. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's not like a diamond 1 as well, almost close to masters. This I'm talking about like diamond 5, diamond 4.
And the thing is, your experience is not unique. It sounds like a lot of people have been going through the exact same thing. And I want to take it over to Eskay. Eskay, how have you find Overwatch? Has this kind of been your experience?
The matchmakings could use some work, I think. But overall, the game's pretty fun, except for 4 or 5 heroes that just completely ruin it. They make it so bad. It makes me mad.
Do you want to quickly rattle them off? And then we can discuss in length later.
Widow, Sojourn with a Mercy pocket, so Mercy, Roadhog, and Hanzo's fine, I guess, but he makes me mad. But
Same.
Those first 4 especially, oh my goodness, I rage quit my stream yesterday. It's the first time I've done that since I came back. I got Widow 3 games in a row. I got Junkertown, and then I got rolled by a Widow on Lijiang Tower, which is terrible. And then I got Circuit Royale, and I dodged and ended my stream.
Sag, very Sag. Bogur, I know some things have been frying your mind too, but how are you feeling about Overwatch right now?
I fucking hate Roadhog. Holy shit. I don't care about Widow because I just go Winton and I zap. I couldn't care less. I hate Sojourn ult right now. I feel like it's way stronger than before. Now, without a fail, every time a Sojourn ults, it's a team wipe. Every single time. Before, she could miss her shots or something, but now it's just a team wipe. You don't even need to headshot, so that's annoying. Roadhog makes me miserable. I don't mind the matchmaking. I don't care about the matchmaking too much, to be honest. I kind of used to having dogshit players on my team. I just for my own sanity, I just don't click on anyone's profile, and I just play the game. And actually, I've started to even leave voice chat and text chat and just exist in my own plane of existence and not mind anyone. I just lock in my hero, and I just go shoot, and it's chill. It's relaxing. I'm sure many people are slurring me in voice chat, but I'm not there to hear it, so I don't care. And I also started playing quick play a lot, and it's a lot more relaxing. But I'll be honest, I'm really bored with the game. I'm bored, but I'm probably bored because I've been streaming for 80 hours this week, so I don't know. Anyways, there's a lot of things to fix. I hope they fix it soon. They really need to work on ranked. Ranked is not fun, and if ranked is not fun, people have no reason to grind, and then it gets really boring.
A 5-head creator thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was gonna say a 5-head creator, a content creator thing is since you can't see your rank bottom left in ranked anymore, just play quick play, roll the plate people in quick play, and upload it as a competitive game on YouTube. They will never know the difference.
Yeah.
Just play your rank in the bottom left with OBS overlay.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's true. It is one little benefit of this whole thing. I wanted to say, Bogur, if you could summarize why rank is boring in one sentence right now. 'Cause you said boring, and then we can maybe go off for that. What is it that's boring you?
There is no incentive to grind ranked. Like, there just isn't. Like, even if you hit top 500 or like even if you get rank 1 or rank 10, you don't get to show it off to anyone. I've said it before as well. That's really bad. Like, when I get into a lobby before, it was really cool to see, oh, the enemy team has a rank 1 player or rank 2 player or a rank 5 player. That was cool to see. That means the lobby is really good because there's also new players coming in, right? And these people are all dog shit in my eyes. I've just accepted it. Like, everyone's dog. That way I calm myself. You know, I'm in a constant state of zen. But if I get into a lobby and they're like rank 5 and rank 10, it gets a lot more intense because I want to try hard as well. I want to beat them. I want to win from my rank 2 player so he gets rank 1. But you don't get that anymore. And when there's no SR as well, it gets really boring winning and losing games, right? Okay, when I'm top 500, I always see the thing climb, but I don't know the SR difference between rank 1 and me on rank 13. So I don't know how much I need to grind. And if you're lower ranks, for example, I've noticed in the rank 2 GMs people have been doing, for example, I watched a bit of Necros, like, he's getting into GM lobbies, but because of the 7 win 20 losses system, he's still diamond, but he might be GM already or masters, and that's boring when you don't see progress every game. I don't like the system, and there is no incentive to grind. When there's no, like, at least add rewards or something, like the reward of top 500 competitor. Yeah, that's amazing, guys. I'm really excited about that. Wow.
Well, I mean, I think the titles are nice, but they only go so far, obviously. And so there's a couple different strands that each of you kind of come with a slightly different thing. Jay is just not having a good time.
I just think what they said. Remember, they're trying to take more toxicity out of the game, but like everyone's gonna find a way to be toxic, dude. Especially throwing in a scoreboard. People are gonna find ways to be toxic. And I don't know. There's so much things they need to bring back. Like, bring back cards, bro. Cards are the best thing in the game.
Or on fire, they removed so many things for no reason.
Back to what I said before. You removed our rank bottom left. Who are we going to be toxic to, ourselves? Like, I don't know, man. It's just it seems.
In my mind, at least give the people the option to turn off their rank, or at least let them show it to themselves only. So when it's on stream, people don't ask me what rank I am. And like it's useful, or just give people options. If you don't want people to see your rank, then be like, oh, I don't want to do it. Fuck it, who cares? Like, fuck it, just give us options or some shit. And
yeah, because I mean, obviously, I'm sure the devs would say, well, it's a technical thing, right? It takes time to make these things, to make an overlay or like a system that allows you the option to turn it on and off. And they thought this was the best system, but it feels like a lot of the gripes are kind of coming from this idea of like, well, is it too casual now? It's not rewarding the hardcore grinder in Bogur and Jay and Eskay. Eskay, I mean, your frustrations were more the hero balance, so I want to get to that in a second. But how are you finding the rank system in itself?
So bad.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many little things they could do to fix it. Like, instead of top 500 challenger, it could show the rank you finished at. Then you would be proud of that.
Yeah.
You could flex it. Or, I don't know, Bogur had a good point. Like, whenever you get a lobby and you see everyone's top 100, you're like, oh shit. Like,
this lobby's going to be sweaty.
Yeah. And then you just have no way of knowing. Like, sometimes I'll load into a lobby and my entire team's private profile, like, this could be Masters for all I know. And oftentimes you have to choose which hero you pick based on the elo of the lobby, because you're either going to need to hard carry for Masters, or you just, like, along for the ride. Like, maybe you have rank 1 on your team. I don't know. But you have no way of knowing.
And I mean, obviously, these are like extreme end problems for you guys who are, you know, at the absolute peak. But I mean, a lot of players are generally feeling this frustration. Especially what Jay mentioned about the matchmaker, I think, is something that a lot of people have been feeling. I've been feeling this myself, where it just feels like my frustration personally has been the amount of times I feel sandbagged by the matchmaker, where I feel like the matchmaker is expecting me to basically do two people's work every single, like, or not every single game, but there's certain times you get put in the lobby and it's like, oh yeah, we gave you guys, we're like, 5 rank STDs below you, or like, basically 1,000 SR below you, make it work. Like, can you carry these guys? If not, then fuck you then. And I've seen a lot of people just feel very frustrated about, like, I don't know what these players are I'm getting in my lobby. They feel very disjointed. And obviously I have to add that it's an early access game and they're figuring out their matchmaker, and he's making these posts about how the matchmaker
I'll be
works.
honest. I think that's
yeah.
I hate the early access excuse. It is,
I feel like that's
the only reason in my mind. Like, I know they said it's early access, I get it, but like, they took away so many things from the game they didn't have to take away just because, it's Overwatch 2, where they were like, as Jay said, cards and on fire and other things. It's like, I like, you can't just make dumb decisions and then just say, oh, it's an early access, guys. No, it's fine. I don't know. In my mind, it just feels like an excuse.
And
when does the early access end?
It's crazy
in my
that
mind,
they've been working on this for years too.
Yeah, like, in my mind, it's just an excuse. I know it sounds. I know what's going on behind the scenes, but there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. And every time somebody criticizes it, I know a lot of people's criticisms are stupid, but every time somebody says anything, it's always, oh, it's early access. When does the early access end? Like, like, you can keep it up forever, Yeah.
I feel like someone actually had a good point. Someone says, for me, hiding the rank isn't to remove toxicity. It is so they don't have to show how messed up the matchmaking is at the moment.
That's certainly been one of the conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
My biggest thing with the matchmaking is, like, sometimes you will get those super bad players, but it feels like it's completely decided by the matchmaker. Like, one day I'll go on some crazy win streak and I'll get up to a high rank, and then the next day I'll go on a crazy lose streak. And it's just back and forth, win, lose,
or it's
lose,
50-50.
Every single game is decided by the matchmaker. I have no impact. That's how I feel.
Or it's 50-50.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the thing. So obviously, again, sometimes Gavin Winter, the dev who's kind of responsible for the competitive side, he pops into my chat and he says, well, look, 50-50 is what it should be. Like, if we're matching you with correct games, you should be going 50-50. So how would you respond to that, Jay?
I mean, I feel like he is right at a certain point, but like, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you're putting me into, like, I wouldn't have no problem going 50-50 if each game was close, or if each game was like, they were like like really close games with just all GM top 500 players all in a game, all on the roll. But if you're saying it's forced 50-50 and you're putting me with, like, let's say 2 masters, me top 5, like top 100 at the time, and then like another 2 masters or 2 diamonds on the other team, and the other team's all full top 500 players, like, it's just not fair. I don't know. It's either, right now I feel like games are either you do the rolling or you get rolled. There's no in between.
Yeah. I think that's the distinction, right? It's like the 50-50, but it feels like the 50-50 has already been decided, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a 50-50, and I'll be honest, matchmaking is pretty shit, I agree, but I still get a bunch of games that are pretty close. Like, I wouldn't say that every game is a roll or not a roll. I do agree with, sometimes you go on crazy win streaks. Me and ML went on like a 12-game win streak, and then we lost 5 games in a row. I can't say it's like a conspiracy theory by Blizzard. It could be anything. I could be too tired, and that's why we're losing. Every mistake always counts. Like, if I make one mistake, I will lose a game most of the time. That's how I feel like. And that might feel unsatisfying for many people. But at the end of the day, I would describe ranked as glorified quick play. Not even glorified. It was just quick play, but for sweaty nerds. Thoughts?
Okay, I am pretty sweaty.
Yeah,
that's true. I am pretty sweaty. I think obviously the thing is, the healthy way to approach ranked is say, well, it's just quick play plus. Don't stress too much and just play. But of course, that's also not what's being sold to us, right? Like, what is sold when you queue up for competitive is, this is the try hard mode. This is where the path to pro begins. Like, you climb all the way, you get top 500. It means something. This is like the start of competitive Overwatch. And it doesn't really quite deliver on that quite often. Do you not feel like that, Eskay?
I lost my
I mean, just no, it's okay. I mean, you said you kind of go on big win streaks and loss streaks.
Oh.
I mean, go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, huge win streaks. Yes. Jeez, sorry.
No, it's okay. Sorry, I put you on the spot. I was gonna say because I think the win streak thing is something I've spoken to a lot of people about. I think my best guess, in an attempt to be fair to the devs, I think my best guess is that essentially what's happening is the matchmaker is, because they've said themselves publicly that they're prioritizing win streaks quite heavily. Like they use win streaks to adjust people's ranks strongly. My best guess is that they're adjusting the rank too heavily because the matchmaker is a bit lost, or the rank decider, whatever you want to call it, is a bit lost in trying to figure out where people are. And when they go on a win streak, I wonder if many people are just having their rank overcompensated. They go on a win streak, they get bumped up really high, like their MMR gets bumped up really high, and then inevitably they get put up against lobbies they're not supposed to, and then there's like 5 loss streak, right? Because MMR has been like adjusted too heavily. And I wonder if that's essentially what's going on, because it feels like everyone's experiencing this big win streak, big loss streak.
That's a
Jay?
good theory.
Sorry,
Say
Eskay,
it
sorry to
again?
cut you off.
Oh, you could
you
go.
go.
You could go. Sorry. You go first.
I was gonna say that's a good theory, and I wouldn't mind it if my SR showed that it went that high. But it's the MMR goes up way faster than your SR does, so it's like I'll be rank 50, but maybe it has me as rank 1 MMR and just giving me impossible lobbies. Like it'd be cool if rank 1 showed on my profile. Like I'll go on a big lose streak after that. I don't know.
And sadly, you have to, if you want to see your rank, you have to, what do you call it? Request that data. Remember? A lot of people are saying
that's
that.
so dumb.
Oh, let's not talk about the fact that a lot of the top 10 players are 5k MMR and 5k SR. So if your account level from Overwatch 1 isn't high enough, you will never be rank 1.
It's based on your
That's
account
funny.
level.
That's really funny.
I seen that because someone who was rank 1 at the time. I think it was like ML7 or Craggy or something. And they were like,
Craggy
That's Craggy.
tweeted about it.
yeah, that's just.
I just saw Yazin tweet about it. Actually, he said that he said he keeps trying to win. It doesn't matter because. So for those who don't
Top
or not
4 on
familiar,
EU right
basically,
now.
once you get to like 5,000 SR, which is like internally, you don't see it, but internally there's like a cap at 5,000 SR. Once you get there, if there's multiple people at that spot, the running theory, we haven't had any official confirmation. The running theory is that whoever had the highest level in Overwatch 1 actually gets the top spot. And Yazin, I saw complaining about this today, that he got 5,000 SR, but he just cannot overtake the guy who's rank 1 because that guy has just played more games in Overwatch 1. So that's it. It's never going to change.
It would be cool if they did something with like Apex. Apex, they don't. It's just whatever number, keep going up and up and up. There's no cap.
I think it would be cool as well. Like one of the main reasons I feel like a lot of people have an issue with Overwatch competitive is because they are shrouding everything in mystery and to avoid toxicity or whatever, right? But as Jay said, there will always be toxicity. You're just alienating the tryhards in your community, which will drive the game a lot. Like it will be a lot more satisfying if we could see RSR again, which they probably will not do, and maybe just remove the cap and have people just go race each other and see how far they can go. Just let's go. You know, like
yeah. So you feel like the mystery is some of the
I feel like
problem
the
as well.
mystery is because, for example, people complain that they won 7 games in a row, right? And they didn't climb. And I feel like what's happening is that previously they lost like 10 games in a row. Or like not 10 games in a row, but in their previous, I don't know how it's called, sections, let's say, of climbing. I don't know how to name them. They've lost like 10 or 15 games. They won their 7 games. They didn't really move that much. Then they won 7 games and they're basically equal score right now. So that's why they didn't climb. If there was SR and it wasn't called mystery, people wouldn't complain because they would see their number go up and down. They were like, oh, that makes sense. But because now it looks like, oh, you won 7 games in a row, you didn't climb. This system is busted. And I bet there's a lot more issues that are caused because the system is so shrouded in mystery, because it just hides everything from you. And that's kind of you're basically making the community permanently angry because nobody knows what's going on.
I completely agree with you. I feel like at the same time of them trying to change everything and whatnot, they don't know what they're doing as well.
Maybe.
I mean,
In what sense?
I mean, I feel like, everyone knows there's like they have a whole Overwatch League. I like, this is just mind blowing. They have a whole Overwatch League. They have an Overwatch League Discord, obviously, right? They have a content creators. They can get in touch with any content creator they want, or even all the content creators. They should utilize that to its like maximum potential and actually like get our thoughts or get even the pros' thoughts. And I don't know. I guess and get our feedback. But I think what they're gonna say is you guys are using the best players and whatnot, not the casual players or whatever. I don't know. I feel like what I wanted to say earlier, they're doing like one step forward but two steps back with a lot of the things like matchmaking and like no loot boxes. There should be some sort of incentive to play, like Bogur said. Right now, I don't think there's any incentive to play.
Yeah, there is no incentive to play even outside of ranked. I feel like what are you grinding for? Like to complete the quests? Well, okay, but people like to grind for levels before. Yeah, like even if you clear the battle pass, it's gonna reset after a few months. There's nothing to really showcase how dedicated you are. How excited, like how much work you've put into something. That's why people like the level system. It's weird that they removed it completely, and people want to showcase their dedication to anything or like any mode or any like what kind of a player they are. There's just nothing. There's no sense of progression.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Since we brought that up, I think that is a pertinent topic. I will just add to the other discussion. Obviously, a lot of people are happy with the hidden system. It helps with rank anxiety and all those things. But I think that one thing that I think is important and is missing is that a player, when they're on their rank journey, should understand what they have to do to climb. And I think that's one of the things that's missing, is that a lot of people, because I get this complaint all the time, people are like, I went 7 something, 7-2, 7-3, and I didn't rank up. And then another time I went 7-5 and I did rank up, or I actually went negative and I ranked up. And I think it's a very bad message to send to your players if they don't know what they're actually doing right or wrong to climb. Forget about like top 500 or whatever, like someone who's just like gold and trying to grind the plat, like they should know. Because in the previous system, at least you knew, okay, if I win 6 games net, I climb. Now it's just like you're playing and you're not sure what's happening. So there's all that. But I've also seen a lot of people complain about the battle pass, because obviously we have incentives to like grind for top 500 potentially, and we've talked about how even that is gone. But that is at least something meaningful for the players who don't even grind comp levels or comp ranks. It's kind of just the battle pass now. There's no profile, there's no loot boxes to be given. And I've seen a lot of people feel like there's just that's not enough. Is that a sentiment you guys agree with? Jay, I think you want to speak?
Yeah, I think what they need to do, and they need to swallow their pride, is that a lot of other battle passes do it. I think they need to add like some like the currency. So like you do have like, hey, holy shit, I gotta grind this battle pass, because if I do grind this battle pass enough, like I'm gonna have enough to like unlock for next season. I can get it for free. Like I feel like that's good. Like a lot of games do that.
Eskay?
I think they need to add a ton of titles. There should be like ridiculously hard achievements that you can get, and then you get this crazy cool title. Or the battle pass titles you have to buy the battle pass to get them, right?
I think so.
Like if you're free to play, they should make those free to play, and they should add like all the way up to level 500. Like imagine you see the guy with the one person in the world with the level 500 title. Like that would be sick. It would give people stuff to grind for. They should add crazy achievements that you have to spend like hundreds of hours, or maybe not hundreds of hours, just tons and tons of titles everywhere, tons of achievements, and then there would be like prestigious titles that people could grind for. Like you put this on, you flex, everyone in the lobby is like, holy shit, that guy did the thing. That guy did the thing.
Win one game with a DPS Moira. Jesus.
I mean, this is the rollout master in SK talking. The hours of practice that reward the dedication.
Dude, I spent 6 hours in a custom game last night. Anyway,
hey, that's another good thing that you just brought up. They should bring back custom, like the custom stuff workshop. And also, we were watching. They had the dev map. The devs were creating a map together with Twitch chat. They should actually bring that into the game and let people just make their random maps.
I was talking about that as well on stream when they were doing it. I don't know if it was yesterday. My sense of time has disappeared. But basically, why a lot of Valve games are really successful in the long term is because Valve has always given the tools to the players to do whatever they want. And and the community keeps the game alive. Even though Team Fortress doesn't have the viewership anymore, it still has its dedicated fan base. And Half-Life still gets maps, and Half-Life 2 gets maps, and CS gets maps. All of these games keep getting maps because Valve was like, here, take it. Not to mention that one of the most successful types of games, MOBAs, came from a custom game map in Warcraft 3, right? From a custom map. And I feel like I know Blizzard are probably against this because I think they've said multiple times they won't do it. But if they do that, the community can go wild. You can make your own competitive maps and play tournaments on them. You can make specific looser rollout maps like serfs in Counter-Strike and stuff, and in Gmod
cool.
and whatever. Yeah, that would be cool. There's like it will make the game so much more alive and would allow for us to make so much more content other than just queuing ranked every day and losing our minds. You know,
I feel
it would be
like
great.
So-
I feel like Blizzard is like trying to control us too much. Like even not on Overwatch 2 right now, like even on Overwatch 1, they decided what heroes were banned when we had hero bans. They decided all this stuff and whatnot. I feel like they should give more power to the players, like more responsibility. I feel like even what's that game? League. When like you start a game with League, they get to pick and ban characters. Like let us do that in the game. So it's always different each game. If you know like the map is like Watchpoint Gibraltar, it's going to be like a nice dive map. You ban dive characters. Like, you know, if you play King's Row, you ban Ryan. Like, you know, it'll be different. Each game will be unique, but I don't know, I feel like they're too controlling, and they're too proud of that, in my honest opinion.
I agree. Even in the pro scene, they were always super controlling, and it's always been really annoying to try to go pro in Overwatch because it's very difficult for you to host a tournament, because Blizzard just doesn't allow you to do it past a certain, prize pool. So
I think, that'd be cool.
yeah, it's really hard, and you need to get a license, and it's difficult. That's why we don't get many tournaments outside of contenders or officially sponsored by Blizzard. And that in itself really kills the scene. It really kills the scene. Because there's so many teams and so many orgs that would probably, at the beginning at least, would invest in making these tournaments, and that would bring money to the scene, and more people would try to grind and get better and make ranked better, because more people would get better at the game. And it's like, it's the circle of life, but they don't allow it, and that's annoying. And I always hated that about Blizzard. They just have such a tight grip around the community, and I really hope they just loosen it up, because the community is really tight, the Overwatch community, and there's a lot of different creative minds in it. And even with the workshop, which in itself is kind of limited, there's a lot of amazing modes that have been created, and I just want to see what people are gonna make with custom maps. That would be crazy cool.
True.
Imagine like maps from Call of Duty or Counter-Strike, you play them with Reinhardt or something. That would be funny. That would be so funny. I played Dust 2 in Overwatch 2. This is what happened. New YouTube video.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, you finish.
I was gonna say. No, I was gonna say. I actually lost my train of thought. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, we've obviously kind of scatterbrained a few different strands of like complaints of ours. I will add, obviously, a map editor is another technical challenge. There's things that we ask for that are obviously technical challenges, right? Like just throwing in a map editor sounds great to us, but I'm sure it requires a lot of like dev hours to facilitate the thing that allows that to be meaningfully put in the game. Just because Aaron Keller can do it doesn't mean that they can just put it on some sort of build and let everyone do it, right? So obviously I'm sure they would also know that that's great. And to their fairness, they have eased up a lot on their strictness, because that has been a historical thing where Blizzard like control. But obviously in recent times they have been a bit more of a new Blizzard, where they have allowed like creators to have more control, and they have been a bit more involved in the community. Jay, I think, wants to interject.
I just remembered what I was gonna say.
Yes.
Hot take. Pre-Overwatch League was the best Overwatch. You didn't have Overwatch League. You had Carbon Series. You had Alienware Monthly Melee. You had 8 slots in the tournament. 4 teams from the previous tournament that were the top 4 made it in. But those last 4 slots, there was a huge tournament. Everyone used to play, against each other. You would have you wouldn't even know these people. These people would be random nobodies on team like some ridiculous team name like Winston's Feet, and like you wouldn't know who they are, but like they're insane. Like goats came from that, and even Ghostly Weekly. Sorry, that's my train of thought. I forgot. Overwatch League was the best.
It's a really good. Sorry, I want to. Sorry, Bogur.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to Eskay to speak on this, because Eskay, actually, I remember you made a tweet about this specifically. And you said kind of Overwatch League kind of helps. So I want your thoughts on this.
I think Overwatch League completely killed Overwatch. Like, the fact that there's no contenders versus Overwatch League, you can't qualify for Overwatch League. Like, in Valorant, there's any team can make it. There's like these hero runs of teams that you've never heard of or brand new teams, and they qualify and then they beat the best of the best. They even become the best in the world. Like contenders teams can beat owl teams sometimes, and most people will just never know that because there's never a situation where they would play against each other other than in scrims where you can't say anything. And the fact that tons of tournaments cannot be made completely killed tier 3, tier 2, putting words into thoughts very hard. The tier 3 and tier 2 scene are completely dead because of Overwatch League and Blizzard killing all third-party tournaments and just.
I mean, yeah, even if the games are not gonna, like, I don't know, even those content creator tournaments that they do are just so much more fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
they are.
And obviously, you cited Valorant. Tragically, Valorant is also following the franchise model, although they have incorporated.
But you can qualify for it.
Yeah,
better,
they have
though.
incorporated.
It's so much better.
Yeah, it's better. You can actually still qualify even. So obviously, like the allure of the franchise model is that it's easy cash money for Blizzard, right? It's like big sponsors will pay for a permanent slot in the Overwatch League, but it does strip away the meritocracy of what it's like. Ultimately, at the end of the day, sports and esports is the same. It's supposed to be about competing for the best, and it's supposed to be like the best people, the best players win, right? And obviously, if Overwatch League exists and you perma have an Overwatch League slot, that takes away from that idea, right? The best players are not always winning because there might be, as you said, Eskay, a bunch of really good teams and contenders who never even get their chance to play. If you perform badly, there's no problem. Like so many, I think one of the problems with Overwatch League, now that we're on this tangent, is that so many teams just stopped caring because what was the worst that was going to happen if they lost? Well, fuck it, we'll just sponsor a 5-player roster. We don't. What was that? Who was it? Was it Justice who like didn't even have 6 players on their roster? They signed up like a staff member for the 6th slot that was supposed to be the minimum, and they didn't even care because, from what I understand, the revenue split for these teams is equal regardless of performance in Overwatch League. So literally just mailing it in, they don't give a fuck, just sign 5 players, doesn't matter, they're not going to get relegated, they got their slot next year. If Overwatch 2 pops off, they can invest, if not, fuck it, who cares? So like,
and it also doesn't keep going. I was gonna say, it also doesn't really help that, like, you know, I'm watching, like, I've never watched any other tournament. I don't even like watching tournaments, and I watched the ALGS for Apex and all the other content. I didn't watch it on like the Apex channel. I watched it with Siegel, and he was streaming it. And like other content creators were allowed to stream the tournament. That was the sickest thing. And on top of that, you could spectate who you want or follow which team you want. Oh, it was the coolest thing ever. I wish Overwatch. I mean, we can co-stream it on the YouTube, but like most of us are on Twitch, so feels bad.
And you have to get
I wish
approval.
we can I feel like there's a split between the Overwatch League and then like just the basic player base.
We used to have player POVs for Overwatch League.
And they got rid of it.
You only get it if you're a current pro on OPR. Or
we used to have it. It was so cool.
One step forward, 2 steps back, man.
It's insane. Like I just Overwatch League. I'm sorry, Eskay. Overwatch League is just you need it's a paywall. It's literally a paywall. Yeah. You get the really good contenders teams. They're rolling everyone, and I bet they're rolling half the Overwatch League teams and scrims as well.
They are.
When I was in contender, yeah, they are. I know, because I've been there. I've scrimmed against these contenders players. They have literally some contenders teams have some Overwatch League teams blacklisted, literally, because the Overwatch League teams are so much worse. And you play so well as a team. You're rolling everyone, and then the season begins where they need to pick up players and they just split you apart. You know, they just ruin all the synergy you've built. They ruin all the team play. They just they just strip it all away. This team gets your tank. This team gets your DPS. And now these players that have performed so well together need to relearn everything, need to learn how to play with these players, and a lot of these players don't even speak the same language as them. And then they perform badly, and people are like, oh, these people are dog shit. They're horrible. And it feels horrible for them. I bet it feels horrible. And that's why it feels so bad, because when you're playing tier 2, you just hit a cap. And 99% of the time, you know you cannot move from this spot with your team, and some of you are going to get picked by Overwatch League, and that's it. That's the end of your story. Meanwhile, in League, Valorant and other esports in Apex, you can stay together and you can keep grinding and getting better and getting bigger and going to the top and reach the top together. And when it's missing all of that amazing stories, it's so corporate. Overwatch League, it's so corporate. You don't have that seeing that random person, Johnny the Third and like Jeff Death Killer 7 and whatever stacking up together. You don't know these people, but they just destroyed Jay Jonak. They just destroyed Jay Jonak and NYXL. You're like, yes, let's go, Death Killer 7. You're awesome. I love you. And then we don't have that. You don't have that.
Well, you used to be like that in the Apex tournament days and all Apex Legends.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Apex,
That's why it was better. That's why I
there was
agree
the
with Jay3. It
lunatic highs.
used to be like that. It used to be amazing.
Yeah,
That's
for those who
also-
go ahead, Eskay.
Sorry. That's also a big reason why there's no orgs other than Tier 1 Overwatch. Like, there's no orgs in Tier 2 because best case, you pay all this money, you pay salaries, you foster an amazing team with an amazing coach, and best case, an Overwatch League team just buys one or two of your players.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? That's why there's no money in it anymore.
So this brings us nicely actually to an area which is part of the nostalgia of pre-Overwatch League Overwatch, the Overwatch World Cup. Now that's coming, that's returning, and that was obviously a really nice moment. I think there's a lot of things that a lot of Overwatch players really loved.
That's true.
Are you happy? Are you happy to have it back? Are you looking forward to it, Jay?
Jay
really thinking, really
He's
thinking
chewing.
on this.
He's chewing.
No, I'm chewing.
Okay, well, while Jay chews...
Okay, I'm good. I think the Overwatch League, the Overwatch World Cup should have never been gone. I think they could have done it on the internet, during COVID. But I do think Overwatch World Cup is amazing. I mean, anything including like not Overwatch League is amazing in my opinion. But the World Cup, you're gonna bring, there's gonna be 36 teams. You have different countries, other like it's like God, what is it called? What just happened? The World Cup. I think it's just good. It's not just the Overwatch League. It's like any players. I'm pretty sure I hope to see as well. You're going to see some no-name players rise up, make a name for themselves. Hopefully they join the Overwatch League. That's what I want to see. I just want to see I just want to see something that's not just Overwatch League, in my opinion. Like, I love Overwatch. I stream Overwatch every day. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't watch Overwatch League. The World Cup, I would
talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't. I just like, as a content creator, I wish I can somehow watch it or make some type of content out of it and like bring more eyes and views to the game. But like, there's no incentive to do so besides a DMCA strike. But I don't know. I feel like the World Cup is actually going to be really cool. I've been saying it for a few years. Like, hey, where's the World Cup? There should be a World Cup. There should be a World Cup, and I'm glad they're bringing it back though. So that's one good move.
I have a hot opinion about Overwatch World Cup because I love, like, for example, Super and XQC. They might play. I think they shouldn't play. The reason is I really would hate to see, or at least have a limit for Overwatch League or Overwatch League, because I would hate to see this opportunity where a lot of new talent can shine and grind be wasted away just to showcase a bunch of streamers that are retired from pro play that don't even care to be shown off in the first place. Because World Cup has brought to us a lot of amazing Overwatch League players back in the day, and the reason why they managed to get into Overwatch League was because of World Cup. And if they just pick up some old school Overwatch League players who are currently streamers who don't need this these eyes on them, they don't need to be on stage even. Everyone knows them. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of really talented tank players or DPS players who are waiting for their chance to shine. It would really suck. It would really suck if this chance is just wasted away. It would really suck if the World Cup teams are just Overwatch League players. It would I would hate to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to watch XQC play and barely care about winning or losing, because it doesn't matter. It's just a publicity stunt for them. Or Super cares. Super is, still dedicated. He's still rank 1 a lot, and he might bring in a lot of viewers and hype. Okay, I get it, but just don't fill in every roster with Overwatch League players or streamers. That will suck so majorly. I don't want to see that. I want this to be a moment for the new talent. I want the World Cup to showcase new potential players that might get their lives changed. And that is truly what I believe should happen.
I agree with you on the Super one because he still does Overwatch.
Yeah.
XQC, I mean, the only reason, like in my honest opinion, they would pick him up would be because he has a lot of viewers and he has a lot of
Yes.
pull, which I
People will
think
pick him up for clout, and that
I
sucks.
don't think it's a bad thing. You're bringing a lot of people who do watch him who don't know about Overwatch to watch Overwatch. So I think that's kind of like a good and bad thing. But I don't know. I think for Super is right though because he does stream Overwatch and he still has like a huge Overwatch community as well.
So
But I
people
do
have
agree
noted, by
that
the way.
new talent-
Go ahead, finish your thought, Jay.
Oh no, you're good. I was gonna say the new talent. I do agree they should be able to make a chance.
I was going to say, people have noted that the schedule that they've seemingly proposed, we don't really know the details yet, but the schedule that's seemingly proposed does clash with Overwatch League. So there is a likelihood that maybe they do ban or just Overwatch League just wouldn't play, because obviously if the schedules clash, there's no way the Overwatch League teams are going to let their players go play World Cup or even scrim for the World Cup team. So there is a chance at least actual active pros don't play. But again, I guess that point stands from Bogur's POV of like, you don't want to see a bunch of former pros. I mean, Eskay, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel about the World Cup in general?
World Cup is always super exciting. Having something to cheer for is really great. It's what Overwatch League doesn't have. I don't give a fuck about LA or like Houston. I'm not from there. Why would I care? And even if I was, all the players are Korean, so like they're not really. Yeah, it's like whatever. But yeah, World Cup. Honestly, not having any OWL players in it could be really cool to showcase new talent, but also having all OWL players could still be really cool just because you have a country to cheer for. But
Yeah, I like the fact
way.
that you could cheer for a country.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think soccer is so like I don't like soccer, but I watched the World Cup and it was fun to see like everyone cheering for their own country and whatnot. It's cool to see.
I mean,
But that's
it's
actually
fun
interesting. I didn't know.
It's fun to even play because I was involved in the last World Cup, Team Bulgaria. Let's go. It was really scuffed, and I really hope they make changes. For example, France won against Korea. I don't know if you guys remember. That was huge. That was the hypest moment ever because Korea was unbeaten basically for years. Not unbeaten, but they're really strong team obviously. So them winning was crazy. I think they won like 600 euros from their spot. like they won $600. And that sucks. I hope there's an actual money incentive. It's not like, oh, you have to work really hard, grind really hard, travel to America, beat one of the best teams for $600. That would be
They
horrible.
didn't cover their flights.
Yep.
No.
But I think they were
And-
sponsored by Blizzard directly. I'm sorry.
No, it's a good point. And I will add as well that a lot of the teams did not get enough funding to like properly...
We Bulgaria. That's why we didn't go. We couldn't. I get it. You can't sponsor every single country, but I bet that France and UK can get can get sponsors easier
that's
than
whack,
Team
though.
Bulgaria,
Like,
for example.
That's why they should sponsor it. I'm calling bullshit. You can't host a World Cup and then not sponsor every country to get there. I don't care. Like then just don't do it if you can't fund the people. You got the money. There's no fucking way.
Just do a
team of people
qualifier, which
over.
they're doing right now, and just the teams that qualify, they go to NA, and Blizzard should cover all the costs, because it will suck for people to get into the actual tournament of World Cup after the qualifier and not be able to go there because they don't have enough money.
Well, Blizzard's a small company though, man. I don't
Yeah,
think they
that's
can do
true.
that.
My bad, guys. Apologies.
You definitely don't have the
Knowing the
money for
company.
that kind. I mean, that's nonsense. I don't think I don't think that's one area. I'd like to be fair to the devs. I don't think that's one area you can justify not getting all your teams. And I do agree. You guys kind of inspiring me in my anti Overwatch League thoughts that I usually keep quiet because of how popular it is, but I do think that, like, as you said, the ability to cheer for a nationality, like for your team, I think there's something to be said about having a connection. I think that's what Jay is talking about with the soccer World Cup, or the football World Cup, as they call it in my land. Because there's actually like a connection to the players that you're watching, right? They're out there representing a thing. And the story I always tell, to give the contrast of Overwatch League, is that I remember season 1 Overwatch League, I was like, I'm gonna root for the London Spitfire. Yes, I'm a Brit. I want to root for the London Spitfire because that's my local team. And I remember opening up twitter.com and I saw like this post that they'd made, which was like, here's some Overwatch League codes for our dedicated fans to renew a skin. And it was posted at like 3 a.m. Europe time, like 3 a.m. UK time. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, no. All the dedicated London fans out here at 3 a.m. definitely not for your NA audience, right? And I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't mind if the roster's all Korean, all good, get your best players. but like the corporateness of it all, like the genericness of it all, the rosters that change every 2 months, the fact that they're all like even down to the fact that they all play the same heroes all the time. It's devoid of any human emotion. I find that's my gripe with Overwatch League. It's devoid of all human emotion.
I agree. I don't think like I don't want to offend anyone in Overwatch League, but when I was in tier 2, nobody was like I want to win Overwatch League. Everyone was like I want to get to Overwatch League. You know, like that's the difference. I feel like in other esports is you want to win, you want to be the very best. But I feel like for a lot of tier 2 players and even tier 1, just being in Overwatch League and getting that 50k a year is good enough. That's it. And like even if you win, what do you get? You know, oh, you're the grand champion, but okay, and now what? You know, like who cares? But winning a major in Counter-Strike or in Valorant or winning a bunch of majors throughout the year, that's really exciting. That's really cool. Seeing the stage, seeing the teams grinding to get there, qualifying to even get there. And also, again, it really sucks to see that some teams have horrible performance. They play really bad and they're still going to be in Overwatch League no matter what because they paid for the spot, because it is paid to win. You know, basically it's not paid to win in that sense, but
paid to play.
Paid to play. You know, a bunch of millionaires or billionaires paid to have a spot and nobody can take away from them, and when they perform badly they just remove everyone, right? And a lot of times what happens is even if they perform well they just remove everyone because they can. Another gripe with Overwatch.
Sorry, it's because if they win, they want higher salaries, so they drop them all.
Yeah. True. It's actually true. And another thing I really hate is they pick up a lot of new talent, and what they do is, oh, this talent is underperforming, and because of COVID, they added a new rule where you can drop a player and just pay 30 days in advance, right? Before they would keep a lot of players on the bench because there was no reason to kick them out. Because if you kick them out, you'd have to pay them a salary until the end of their contract, right? So if it was a 1-year contract, you'd have to pay them the full 50k, or like however much you signed. But now they just keep kicking people because you have to just pay 1 month in advance, and that's it. So they pick up a new player, they perform badly because they're stressed or whatever. I know what the reason is, and they instantly kick them, and it's like, okay, goodbye. There's no job security. There's no job security. You can dedicate your entire life to get to Overwatch League and get booted a month afterwards, and it sucks. I have a lot of gripes with Overwatch League.
Same. And I don't know what the logistics are. I don't know how much attempt has been made to create a union for the players, but it feels like there needs to be some, like I don't want to make a big declaration like there needs to be an Overwatch League player union to like protect them and give them essentially rights, but it feels like there should. I don't know what the barriers are. I don't know if Blizzard's gimping it. I don't know if like the legal things of it are complicated, but it feels like they shouldn't be allowed to treat players like that. Like it's nonsense. And yeah. Anyways, any other gripes on this? I actually want to speak to Eskay for a sec, but Jay, you got anything to add?
No, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I wanted to add, I think the World Cup's going to have more viewers than the Overwatch League.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if it's on Twitch.
It should.
Yeah.
Well,
it should, because players care. Players care. We care. I'm not like waving the British flag all day every day. But when UK is playing, I want to see those players represent my team. They care about representing their nation, and it's a symbiotic.
I bet your ass if Team Bulgaria gets anywhere, there will be a bunch of Bulgarians who never played Overwatch who are gonna be like, yes, I don't know these people, but let's go Bulgaria.
It is the way. Let's go. I'll be rooting for Bulgaria too. Let's go Bulgaria.
Yeah, real.
And it's sad we didn't get a Bulgaria map. We went underwater.
I will never get over it.
We could have gone to Bulgaria.
What the fuck is a Galapagos? Why does it have islands? Who knows? I don't know.
Galapagos?
I'm joking.
Okay, so, but... Hello guys, SCB here. Just want to quickly interrupt this episode of the Group Up Podcast to say that if you've been enjoying this content, then please do consider supporting me directly via Patreon. It really does help, since Patreon only takes about 10% of your money, where YouTube and Twitch take 40 and 50% respectively. So it supports me and allows me to keep making videos no matter how many views they do or don't get. Also, if you are really enjoying this discussion, then why not consider watching some of my other content? First and foremost, my Twitch stream where this podcast is hosted live, and I stream 5 days a week doing a bunch of other things as well. If you're not much of a Twitch viewer, then you can check out the SVB side channel, where all the best bits from the stream go straight to YouTube in highlight format, including VOD reviews, gameplay, and streamer formats, such as the Fantasy Overwatch or Rank Gauntlet that you may have seen other streamers participate in. And finally, if you're sick of Overwatch, then you could check out my other channel, The Soak, which is where I do movie and TV breakdowns. And I've done videos on things like Avatar The Last Airbender, Pixar's Up, and anime like Haikyuu. So if any of that sounds up your street, then all the links are in the description. But now, back to the discussion. Since we're on the competitive arc, there is another shining light. One area we should give credit to Overwatch is Calling All Heroes, which we have our very own near champion, Dart Monkey God, Eskay. I mean, how was the experience? How would you describe Calling All Heroes? And just like, what do you think of it?
It was really fun, and I'm glad they're doing something like that. The admin name was a little bit scuffed. Like, I would say it's not as competitive the way they did the rulings and things compared to Overwatch League. Like, one of the timeout rules was if a player DCs, they cannot pause until neither team is taking damage, even if the fight is over.
What?
So one of their players DC'd, and we chased them all the way into spawn, and they lost 20 seconds with a player DC'd, and they never paused because they were still taking damage.
That is crazy. There's no... Why would they make a rule like that?
Did they ever justify why
rules.
they did that?
They said what's the word? Logic is directly from the rulebook, and the admins were just following the rulebook word by word. So
Yeah, who wrote the rulebook?
I don't know, but it's definitely different from Overwatch League. It's a little less competitive, but the competition in that tournament was actually really strong. I wasn't expecting, and it makes me really happy to see the level of Overwatch that was being played, especially in a tournament like that. And I mean, if they just keep on putting on stuff like that, then it's definitely healthy for the scene, I'd say. It also gave an opportunity to a lot of people, for like women competing in Path to Pro. Aspen told us this was the first team she'd ever been on where when she died, we didn't say woman moment. The first team
She
she'd
was on my team.
ever
She
been
was
on.
on my team. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah.
We literally picked
Other than
her.
Revival?
Yes, please.
Misinformation.
Ever
please.
since then. I was so surprised by that. I was like, holy shit, it's bad. It's real bad. But
SK throwing shit at me.
I mean,
what the fuck?
No.
What's going on
Bogur
Bogur's team lately? Woo!
Yeah. Bogur School of Misinformation finally turned on him now. By the way, just for anyone who maybe is listening who has no idea what Calling All Heroes is, and I think you should have done because there was a lot of noise about it, but it was the tournament Blizzard specifically hosted for people of marginalized genders to enter. SK, like I said, competed and got to the finals. Won hearts and minds. Altiora Gaming won in the end. But
it was so much fun.
I think there was a lot of love from the community. The community really enjoyed it. The numbers that we're putting out, people were watching it. Because I think the difference is that it had meaning. Now, obviously, on a practical side, it was new. Overwatch League is old and boring comparatively. So obviously, like, there's the new factor. But I think also just there was a stronger emotional connection. I think people wanted to see you guys succeed. They wanted to see a scene for people of marginalized genders to compete in. So I think it really filled an important gap. And yeah, I mean, you just kind of want more of these, SK?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely more. Give.
Because I know you competed in Valorant as well, right? And you were trying to kind of go pro.
I have many mean words to say about Valorant game changers.
Say them.
The scene itself and what Riot is doing is very good. I just think a lot of people are taking advantage of it in Valorant game changers. But it wasn't like that in Overwatch, and I think that is really great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And kind of from you personally. Sorry, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
Paycheck stealers, SVB.
Paycheck stealers.
Ooh.
Okay, if you are like high masters in Overwatch comparatively in Valorant, you can get paid $5,000 a month to just be mediocre for an entire year. It's like, why would you ever get better? But yeah. Anyway, moving on.
No, I mean, go ahead. You don't have to kind of.
That's how. Back in the day when I played in contenders, when we had academy teams and a lot of orgs, you would get paid less, but around the same amount for playing in those teams. So back in the day, it was actually hyped to grind for tier 2. I know how it is in Valorant and such, but again, like, why would a lot of these players even try hard once they're there? You know, like, you already get paid good amount of money. Obviously, people want to get in Overwatch League and stuff, but yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like the point of scenes like this is to create spaces where marginalized genders can prosper and grow their skills in order to eventually become good enough to be in Overwatch League and like assimilate with those people, if that's the right word. But the way Valorant ended up doing it is everybody got comfortable with being mediocre. Why would you want to improve when you can be tier 4, bottom of the barrel, making 5,000 a month, and once you get good enough to be tier 2, you join a guy team and you make nothing? Why would you ever want to do that? It's like, and then
so it
they
didn't
also have
integrate the system.
huge...
Is that sorry?
Yeah, it doesn't do what it's meant for, basically. It gives
Mm-hmm.
them a place to play and be mediocre and make money, but it won't make them better, and it never will.
And if you kind of had lessons for Overwatch, what would you kind of say?
That's the thing. I don't actually know how to fix that. I have no idea. But definitely the way that they're doing it is yeah. But there are definitely exceptions. Like there are incredible players, people that work really hard. But at the same time, like when I was in the Valorant scene, I was unsigned. I had never played a tac shooter before, and in a year I became better than half of the people that were being signed. I beat them in official matches. And it was like, what are you guys doing? You don't even play ranked. Like these people would have 0 ranked games. They would show up to scrims, and then that would be their day.
This
and
reminds
they
me of
would
Overwatch
lose
League.
over and over.
Damn.
Yeah, they become complacent. Like you cannot lose your spot. They just lose every single day. They don't play the game outside of scrims. But why would you? Because you're fine. Like you're sitting there. You're making bank. It doesn't matter. There's no incentive.
I mean, it just goes to show you when you take away the sort of the reason to win and lose in sport, you take away the whole meaning of it, right? It's like there should be, again, the whole idea of a path to pro or whatever they call it in Valorant is like you get better, you win more, it's worth something, you know, you're winning either whether it's prize pools or just mini tournaments, you're winning, you're becoming the best. But again, it's like, this is why I have such a big problem with the franchise model, for example, because it's just like team exists now. Okay, that's it. There we go. There's never going anywhere. There's only one tournament. You guys aren't even... The problem is you don't even allow other people to compete. It's like we're not even allowed to host big tournaments to compete with Overwatch League because that would take away from the franchise money. So it's like, I guess the problem with the Valorant was having is that they didn't integrate the game changers with the rest of their scene so that people had a reason to get good at game changers, then get signed, which would be I guess upwards. It should always go upwards, the path. Should always aspire to something, but maybe what you're saying is it lost that.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think Overwatch is at that yet. Like the level people were playing Overwatch in that tournament, it made me so happy. I would say like already better at Overwatch than a lot of the Valorant teams were at Valorant, if that makes sense. And a lot of those teams were formed just for that tournament. Like we didn't have practice, and we didn't practice like contenders teams would, but I would say the top 2 teams, like given enough practice time, 6 hours a day, scrimming like a contenders team, could definitely compete like low tier contenders for sure.
Jay, someone you competed as well, didn't you? And
a long time ago, man. But I actually had a random thought. I know Overwatch doesn't do a lot of tier 2 or promote a lot of tier 2 or even any other tournaments. And I was just thinking, like, I know that this is gonna sound ridiculous, but I know the skin prices are mad expensive. So what happens if they just came out with a skin, just I don't know, just named it whatever, but every time you buy the skin, they take no profits, and they would use that money from the skin and just made the tournament themselves.
Valorant did that.
That's what Dota does.
Dota like created that idea, and they take 75% from the battle pass or whatever. Just make a battle pass for the season, and 25 goes to a tournament. You're gonna make such an amazing tournament.
Yeah, and then there's more people playing. There's
Dota's TI, like the international, is the most funded tournament in esports
by fans. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's always just done by the battle. They just buy the battle pass, and it's always like gigantic prize pools.
It's only 25%, mind you.
I feel like Blizzard, someone said it. That's like a multi-billion-dollar company. You know, it's a massive company, but like Overwatch League prize pools are just, or even in general, any prize pools like nothing. I don't know. I feel like if it was more, it had more incentive to win, or more incentive to get better, more incentive to like, you know, what you were talking about earlier. It would be more like, oh shit, yo, who's gonna win this tournament? It's like I feel like it'll be a lot more, but I don't know. I feel like it's and right now.
Yeah, Yeah, I definitely feel that detachment. There is a reason the Overwatch League team is physically different to the development team of Overwatch, the game.
Yeah,
But
and like you guys were saying, like even if you're like a dead team that absolutely losing everything, like you don't have nothing to worry about. It's like everything's equal. Everyone's gonna get the same thing. You're not gonna get like picked off or anything. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be some changes, but then again, Blizzard, I feel like is on a high chair. And they're not gonna take any advice, and because everything they do is right.
yeah, and at the end of the day as well,
Does feel like that.
and at the end of the day, it feels like Overwatch 2 is even more geared towards a non-competitive scene. I think a lot of people have expressed it's essentially more of a casual game, to put it bluntly.
It's very casual. I think if you want to make the game non-casual and be competitive, you're gonna be really miserable.
Well, so elaborate.
I mean, like, not tournament sense. Tournaments are fun, but if you want to try hard in rank, you're gonna have a miserable time. If you want to take the game seriously, you're gonna have a miserable time. I feel like the only way you can truly enjoy the game most of the time is just chilling in quick play, playing a few games of ranked, and doing something else. Before in Overwatch 1, I could grind ranked for like 12 hours. Maybe it's my age speaking or whatever. Like, maybe I've grown old. Everyone agrees with it. You could stay and grind for 24 hours Overwatch 1 ranked, and the addictive number going up and down, and climbing the rank, climbing to top 10 and showing off your rank, it was addicting. It was cool. You don't have that because we already talked about it, and I feel like if you try to replicate the same experience as before, you're just gonna have a really, really, really miserable time. Absolutely horrible time. And
How
the
old are
game,
you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, definitely
Old.
not too old, bro. Definitely not
Yeah,
too old.
I know, obviously, but my idea is that also a lot of the changes they make, where they censor a lot of the things and they remove a lot of the things, it's again to make it way more casual.
I want to pose.
Calling himself old. I'm tilted.
I know. I want to pose a question, which is that is this somewhere though that we are guilty of like streamer bias, content, like high elo player bias? Because clearly it has been a successful game, just for a different audience. Like Jay, like do you feel like we are a bit out of touch with the general consumer of Overwatch?
No, get good.
Get good.
Good choice.
No, I feel like I said, like even Overwatch, for an example, they have the content creator stuff. Like I feel like if they have so many content creators at the palm of their hand, like all content creators are not top 500. There's some that are lower ranks. They could get their feedback as well. Like I feel like it's not just the top 500 player base or streamers. But I do feel like if you, I don't know, man.
You don't know. I mean, Eskay, what do you feel about this issue?
I think generally people just don't know what's going on. Like, I'm seeing some of the crazy people still think Genji is OP. Like, people that still think Genji is OP should not have an opinion on the balance of the game. I don't know. I don't think it should be balanced. They're not playing it correctly. Sure, there are some things that can be extremely broken in lower ranks, and those should be looked at. But also the rank system is just way too confusing. Like, no one has any idea what's going on. Having to explain hidden MMR versus SR. Why are you winning 7 games? Why are you not ranking up? Blah 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 blah. It's just way too confusing. It's so hard to understand. And yeah, everyone's lost.
Yeah.
I am lost.
What do you think the reason is that they have like a hidden MMR versus SR? Like, do you have any guesses?
I do.
Sure.
It's for the
Haven't thought
casuals.
about
I
it.
feel like I've heard the opinion from casual players that don't grind a top 5 running so much, that they actually enjoy the system because it's a lot less stressful, right? Because you can be at your peak right now. Imagine it's Plat 2, for example, and you come back from work and you play and you lose 10 games in a row, right? You don't, or like win 2 games and lose 10. You're still at Plat 2. You're still chilling there, And before in the previous system, you would probably drop to Plat 3, right? I don't remember the exact SR this would be, but you would probably drop to Plat 3, if not Plat 4, and that would stress people. But now the casual players can go 15 losses, and they're still at the same rank, and that feels good to them.
Yeah, but it is ranked, man. Ranked is supposed to be, that competitive.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like
I
if
agree.
you're stressed by competitive, there's quick play. I feel like you should just stay there.
But even I think this is again an area where, like even players who are like silver, especially when you consider the way the system is working in season 2 now, where it's like they all had their SR dropped by like multiple, sometimes multiple ranks, multiple divisions, if nothing else. They don't. I've seen so many people who are like, well, why should I climb now? Like, because I just get dropped down. Like I spent a season climbing.
Yeah.
Now I'm dropped down, and my games are still the same. Like my MMR, I'm still like, let's say you were gold, you get dropped to bronze. My games are still gold. My rank just says bronze, so it's like the worst of both worlds. My games are still hard. My rank is lower. So like,
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
You know, I was reading about that today.
Yeah,
He was saying he's Masters right now. He played for 9 hours, and now he's still Masters 4. But the entire 9 hours he was playing was top 100 lobbies. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's so hard to climb too.
Like, what do you think? Go ahead, Jay.
I was gonna say, I feel like I played a lot of Apex. I feel like it should just be like something similar to Apex. I mean, you just drop those divisions, and then if you're in that division, since everyone dropped, or if you don't play in a long time, you're still in that, SR range, and you're playing against all those players, and you just climb back up. Sure, you might shit on some people or whatnot, but that's gonna be only for like a little bit, and then everything's gonna balance out again at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
I think they should just keep everyone's rank the same, except everybody above GM gets reset to 4K flat at the start of every season. That could be fun.
For the old system.
That would be like the...
Well, I mean like MMR too. So you're not playing in 4400 lobbies, stuck in 3900 the entire time.
You need
Just
to get rid of that.
Completely reset everyone above GM, and then everyone below that can stay where they are. It's fine.
So here's the reason, by the way. I asked the question. Here's the reason why I think they have an MMR versus SR system. Is because the sort of reality, tragic truth is that most players don't get very good. Like, they don't change how good they are the majority of the time, right? So if you go by a player's MMR, let's say they're 3K MMR, most players probably just stay around that 3K, right? Not everyone is a comp grinder. Not everyone's like trying to, get real good. So if you just like have a player who's 3K MMR and they're like playing 100 games and just kind of going over the course of a season, let's say they're going win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. Their MMR might never change, right? I'm guessing the reason they do this, the system that they have, is like, okay, well, their MMR is 3K, but we dropped them down to gold or plat. And now when they play, they're still getting a climb icon, right? They're still getting like you got promoted. So the player is given this illusion of like, I have been promoted. I am getting better. I am a better player. Even if in the behind the scenes, the real truth is they're still 3K MMR, and eventually they'll end up back at 3K MMR. But in the process, my guess is that they're hoping the player will feel, aha, well, I really improved last season, even if nothing actually happened. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
But if that is the reason, it ends up backfiring. A lot of people lose their motivation to play completely because they're like, I worked so hard for this rank and now it's just reset. And they don't know about the hidden MMR stuff because how would they? It's not like anybody's reading the competitive MMR blog released by Blizzard on their website. Like,
that's on purpose, I think. Again, I think a lot of this communication is like, a lot of this is only, it's meant to satisfy us. I don't think I don't think it really even matters. Does it matter to like a player who just like logs in every now and then? Do they even care?
How would they even know about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
I think rank should be addictive, and every rank system is always super addictive, and Overwatch is just not addictive. The rank system.
Boger's like, give me the drugs. Give me the good shit,
true.
man.
It is like drugs. I've played League rank. I played Apex. I played Valorant rank. Those systems are like drugs. You like seeing the number go up and go down. It's fun to see. Overwatch is not addictive ranked system. That's why ranked is so good for any like multiplayer game, free-to-play game, is because people stay to play ranked and they play until 4 a.m. and they grind and they get super addicted to it. Let's be honest, that's the reason. People and they talk about the game afterwards. They're like, oh my god, this game, this hero, this, that, and they talk with their friends about ranked, and they play with their friends, and they get their friends addicted because there's something to grind for. Overwatch is just not addictive enough. Let's be honest, it just isn't. Ranked is just, as I said, it's glorified quick play. It's not addictive because you don't see the funny number. The slot machine, it's not working. It's just sitting still for a bit, and then suddenly it's like playing slots for 4 hours and nothing pops up on your screen, and then after 4 hours, all of a sudden it says you lose, and you're like, what? What the fuck happened? It doesn't make sense.
You know what could make it more addictive? I think.
What?
If we brought 2CP back, am I right, Jay? Now this is a little crusade you've been on. which is to say that you think 2CP is better than push,
boy.
and you think it could be worked into Overwatch 2. So hit me with your, as you can already tell by the reactions to Bogur and Eskay, there's going to be a lot of doubters. So I need you to hit me with like your best convincing speech. This is your chance. Why 2CP over push, and why should it come back?
I mean, I feel like they didn't even give it like a chance, bro. It's a whole different game. You changed everything about it. So why not, like, I don't know. I feel like they should have gave it a chance in Overwatch 2. Like there's a lot of new balance changes. I don't know. I feel like push is just, I'm tired of getting, I don't know about you guys, but push is like shoved down our throats. Every 2 out of my like 4 games or push, and I don't want to play it, bro. If you're gonna have and get rid of map pools, bro. Map pools are so useless. How are you gonna bring map pools into the game after you just took out so many maps? Nubani, I haven't even seen Nubani in fucking months. I don't know. Havana, I haven't seen in a while. Like
don't bring it back.
Havana can stay going.
I mean, nah, I like Havana. Like even Nubani. Just take Nubani for an example.
Player,
like
hit scan player.
I understand if like Nubani's not in the game because you guys have to fix it. Sure, tell us, hey, we're fixing Nubani. Will it be in the map? It'll be back in comp or in the game when we're done fixing it. Just don't bring map pools in. I don't know. I don't feel like there's not enough maps for map pools. It's or map rotations or whatever. I don't know. It's just dumb. And also, I like Havana, and I played Hog on it, so just want to let you know.
Wow, every part of that sentence was terrible. Every part of that sentence was awful.
2CP is so fun.
Oh,
I mean,
you forget every single hour of misery you went through in Overwatch 1, sitting there, getting full health on Hanamura, because you're...
Hanamura is such a beautiful map, and it
doesn't matter how beautiful it is.
Bro.
It's a toxic relationship, Jay. It's toxic. Nah. You know it's bad for you, but you're like, oh, but she's so pretty. I love her. You don't. She's abusing you. It's time to get out of the relationship, Jay.
I mean, I would have been out of Overwatch a long time ago then.
It's true.
But
brother.
Man. I like 2CP. 2CP is fun. It's not about the destination, bro. It's about the journey. I had fun playing.
And that journey from spawn to the choke point was really thrilling.
The reason I feel like a lot of people say that is first because map pools, I think they suck. Second of all, I feel like push is being shoved down our throats, like Jay3 said. So people keep playing push, and it keeps getting really frustrated because it's like 3 maps in a row of push, and it's like, oh, I don't want to play this. And then you play 2 normal maps, 3 maps in a row of push. It's like, oh, get out of my head. It's annoying. I think that's why a lot of people want 2CP back, is because they want something else. Because what happened was 2CP got removed, so a bunch of maps got removed. They shoved push in. They removed more maps from the game because of map pools, because map pools make no sense. And they keep repeating push all the time, and now everyone's super fucking bored from push. So people want something else, so everyone's like, oh, bring back 2CP, just anything else but push. Anything else but push, just anything. I don't care. I want to get full health on Temple of Anubis by Junkrat and the Roadhog. Please, just
I don't know. Junkrat right now is dumb. But,
Junkrat is nuts.
I mean, I like playing push 19 times a day and then only getting King's Row once a week. I like it.
I mean, so here's the thing. So on the map pool thing, and I think they've even softly communicated. And I think one of the problems is a lot of the communication of like why stuff is done is like buried somewhere deep. They even mentioned this, and this was speculated before, but they confirmed it. It's to help with new players learn the maps, basically. It's just like their POV is, look, there's a lot of people who are new to Overwatch, so for them, all the maps are new. So we might only look at like Midtown and the push maps, whatever, as like, these are the new maps. For a new player, even, you know, Gibraltar, even, you know, these other maps, Kings Row, they're all new. They're all new to them. So the bigger the map pool, the more times they're going through a game being like, I've never played this map before. I've only played this map once before. I've only played this map twice before. Where's the mega? I got full health last time. I haven't even seen point B. So, like, I think the reason they have map pools is to let players get familiar with the map. And they've said, obviously, strategize better. That's nonsense. I don't think it's anything to do with strategizing better. It's just literally new players get to know the map so they're not overwhelmed. I still think it sucks.
There's gotta be a better way to do that.
I think that's bullshit.
I completely see the reasoning, but there has to be a better reason than a better way to do that than taking maps away from everyone that isn't new.
Put it in quick play. Someone just said put map pools in quick play.
Or even just new player quick play.
I think you could just
new player quick play.
You could put in the if it's really truly new players you worry about, you could just leave. You know the way there's a first time user experience. You could leave the map pools in there, right? Like for whatever level or something. Right?
Yeah.
So like so for
Yeah,
the players
that's a
who
dumb
are
reason.
yeah, I mean, it isn't great. And I also think that then by that logic, at some point, they need to bring back, or they need to remove hero pools, basically, or player map pools. Because if the idea is that it's right now, it's new, then well, what about 6 months from now when even those new players have kind of gotten used to it? They're gonna get bored too.
Yeah.
But on the issue, obviously they're plugging push a lot. But Eskay 2CP in Overwatch 2. Down.
Actually, you know, they could give it a shot. Like, maybe if you adjust spawn timers or something, I wouldn't mind it. I don't hate 2CP with all my heart. I think it could be fixed. Maybe not
okay.
completely removed. It could be fixed, but definitely not the way it was.
Quote me on this, but in a year or two, they're gonna bring back 2CP and bring back brand new 5 maps. You know, all of the 2CP maps. I bet they're gonna change it up. They're gonna change it up, make it fit better. They're gonna make some changes and bring back all the maps. And you're like, look at us, guys!
Maybe.
5 new maps, new mode. We're bringing it all back, and everyone's gonna get really excited. I bet that's what's gonna happen because there's no way they're gonna leave all of those maps they have to be wasted away in like arcade games. I
They've
bet your
updated
ass.
them with lighting and
Yes,
stuff.
they have also updated them with lightning. So I bet down the line we're gonna get back 2CP as a brand new mode or whatever the fuck.
Jay, would that make you happy?
Heck yeah, man. I actually miss 2CP, man. I miss 2CP. I miss Hanamura. Yeah, bro. Come on.
The only good 2CP map was Horizon.
Horizon Lunar
now
Colony.
you're
How does
letting
it
your
take?
Winston.
God.
Now
How
you're
does
letting
it
your
take
Winston.
that you
I'm
have-
letting his Winston
I
bias
don't-
come in.
Nah.
The second good 2CP map was Muskaya.
But Winston bias, hit scan bias, and Winston bias.
Yeah, Jay's talking about Hanamura, Temple of Anubis. Those are the
I think I
only
guess they
two
hit
maps
scan.
Widow is good on.
But
That's
my
why
most
Widow
played is
maps.
Hanzo.
That's the
Same
Hanzo
shit.
maps. That's the one-shot hero maps. I hate getting one-shot. They should remove that
Okay,
from
yeah,
the game.
this
That's
was
my
actually
take for
something
today.
I was gonna come to anyways. You had a lot of frustration with certain heroes, SK. So you've also, this is a growing train about removing one shots. But go ahead and give us your spiel.
Oh yeah, remove one shots.
Remove one shots.
Completely destroys the game. You're talking about ult economy. Like, you're attacking. You have 0 ults, they have 5. Okay, you go in, you lose, they use 2 ults. Okay, you go in, you lose, they use 2 ults. You go in, it's finally your turn to win. You have 4 ults, they have 1. It's the last point, let's say 2CP. Their Widow shoots one of you in the head, and you auto-lost, and now you've lost the game. Just because one guy has good aim. There's no other mechanic that is rewarded as hard as Widowmakers hitting shots. And I think that is stupid and completely fundamentally broken. And it also changes the way everyone needs to play. And there's not one hero that you can swap. Your entire team has to swap if you want to counter a Widow.
Winton.
That's my
Is that a problem specifically with Widow, or is that because the counter argument
with
someone might
Sojourn
make?
Pocket too.
Well, the counter argument someone would make is that, well, I want to play a game where I can clutch and I can turn a fight for my team, right? So they might say,
but why should Widow be the only person that can do that?
Mm-hmm. That's a fair
Widow is playing
counter-argument.
Call of Duty and everyone else is playing Overwatch. She has Call of Duty time to kill and everyone else is playing Overwatch.
So you feel like there needs to be a sort of a simpler way of clutching than just click button, headshot, kill.
Yeah, or something that's harder than that. I don't know, like, there's so many good Widows in top 500 that can just click on faces. It's not impressive. And watching it is like, wow, that guy hits shots, I guess. Whatever. He's just standing in the back line AFK playing Kovacs FPS aim trainer and winning games by default.
Jay, as someone who also watches a lot of kill cams where that's happened to him.
I don't
do you
watch a lot of
agree?
kill cams. No,
Do you agree?
sorry. Someone was telling me something about Widow and I was going off on them, but what do you call it? Or are you talking about like one shots? Do I agree with one shots? I think they need to get rid of like a lot of one shots. I actually think I actually agree with Eskay. One shots are ruining the game.
Ults should be the only one shots, that's my opinion.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's just when you cut, like I played against a game. I don't know. It was like Roadhog, Widowmaker, Sojourn pocketed with a Mercy. It was just like walk out of spawn, die. Oh cool, walk out of spawn, die. Oh cool, walk out. And it was just so boring, bro.
It's like not even, maybe it's not fundamentally overpowered, but the fact is that it's boring. And I think they should balance around what's fun and what's boring. And if nobody has fun playing against a Widowmaker, that should be changed. Even if she's not OP.
And this is coming from someone who spent, you know, a long time playing Valorant, where one-shots are like everything.
Well, that's because Valorant one-shots are everything. In Overwatch, one-shots are not everything, but once they pick the Widowmaker hero, you can't peek anything anymore. You can't play the game until that guy swaps off. It's like, even if he's doing bad, you're still not having fun because you're just sitting behind a wall looking at your teammates. Also, another thing is, as a support main, I cannot help my teammates against a Widowmaker. If they get hog hooked, I can Suzu them. I can heal them if a Genji dashes on them, but I cannot stop them from getting clicked in the head by a Widowmaker. I have no impact. It makes me really mad.
Bogur, you've been notoriously quiet on this one.
Winton.
Tank players have it easy, alright? You can't get
To be
one
honest,
shot. You just jump on her.
Yeah, that's
If my
the thing.
tank doesn't go Winston, what do I do?
I understand you in the sense that it's probably annoying to play against one-shots, but I just go Winton. Nobody really plays Widow against me, so that's... all the issue is the maps, I'll be honest. I think one-shots should be high risk, high reward. I think that's very important. And when you have a map like Junkertown or Havana, the risk is removed. So now you just have high reward. So the enemy Widow... Too. Yeah, the Widow can just sit in a safe distance, and just if she has good aim, you win the game. And even if your tank goes Winston, I cannot contest her. It's impossible. Because why? Because the map design. That's it.
Queen Street too.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. Yeah, and I feel like maybe these heroes need to have not be allowed to sit across the map and steal one shot. Widow doesn't have follow up, right?
She does.
It's a very long game.
It's
very long.
Like it doesn't even matter.
It needs to be way.
So far.
It needs to be way. It needs to start much sooner, because it's really unfun to have a Widowmaker play across the map, and you can't even see her, but your team is dying. I can't deal with that. Like on some maps, it's impossible. That's it. Some maps are just purely whether or not you have a good hit scan. Like, that's it. You know, that's Havana, that's Junkertown, News Queen Street sometimes, Circuit Royale. That's it. You know, tank cannot do anything.
And second point.
But I don't think we should completely remove one-shots. I know they're annoying, but it's gonna alienate a lot of the player base. Like, it's really satisfying to watch Pine, for example, click heads in Overwatch League or something. You know?
True.
It brings in a lot of viewers and brings in a lot of clicks on YouTube, on Twitch. A lot of people like seeing the Overwatch League player click on people's heads. That's fun, you know? Like, what one shot is okay. The Genji going up close and one shotting, that's okay because it's hard to do. But that should be every one shot. It should be really hard to pull off and really satisfying to see it happen. So I agree that one shots like Widow or Sojin that just sit across the map and just pump, that's not fun. You need to add some risk to it, right? Either increase the fall off or something else. But straight up removing all one shots, it's gonna be goats all over again. You know, it's
That's
just gonna be
fair.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the Overwatch League Junker Queen meta. Nobody dies for 2 minutes.
It's also that with the watching Overwatch League players take people's heads off thing. It's like, it's not fun to watch an Overwatch League player sit in his spawn, click on four people's heads.
Exactly.
But that famous Pine clip on Junkertown second point where he risks it all. He jumps behind them, close range, hits 4 insane shots. That's fun to watch.
High risk, high reward. Exactly.
Like, he deserves that.
He makes a really risky play.
Spawn, it's so boring.
Yeah, he makes a really risky play. It pays off, and it's really fun to watch. But sitting AFK in spawn, that's not fun to watch. You might as well click on Valorant.
And I guess that was a lot of people's complaint with Sojourn as well, where they felt like, well, it's like it doesn't cost her anything to just build her charge up and then sit there and then slide when she wants to, right? Jay, you were on some sort of very vehement rant I saw for a second. What was going through your mind?
Oh my god, some guy fucking tilted me. Some guy came into my chat and was like, he was talking about a YouTuber, and he's like, "Oh, they make Widowmaker seem so broken on YouTube." And I'm like, "Bro, you're talking about a YouTuber where I can even fucking get clips of me popping off and not showing my deaths, just moments of me popping off and make a character look broken." But then you go to their live stream and you're like, "Oh shit, let's go check this insane player out," and then they're fucking dying off cooldown, fucking 0 and fucking 8 to start the game.
They're like Masters 5. Diamond.
Yeah. And then you're like, "Hey, what rank are you? You have to be like top 10." And then it's like fucking Diamond 2, and then you're like, "What?" But you're so insane. You like, I was just trying to make them reference like it's like an Instagrammer there, or like they're showing you what they want you to see, but then you don't see like all the stuff that's going behind the scenes and whatnot. I don't know. Yeah, sorry.
Well, no, that's an amusing rant and definitely true as well. But on the note of like risk and reward. Is that something you'd like to see with one shots? Because these guys were talking about like, well, that one Pine Club was really cool because he really had to risk a lot to do it, and like sometimes with games people, I think. Go ahead.
I heard about that. I do think I agree with Bogur and what do you call it with I do think one shots should be like hard to pull off. Not I don't want to say hard to pull off, but that like when you see someone do it, you're like, oh wow. Instead of seeing a Widow sit and spawn like 3-click someone and you're just halfway across the map and you're like, oh, that happened. I do think it should be some sort of skill and whatnot involved, or yeah, that's how I do think there's way too many one shots right now though, or some sort of fall off damage like what they're trying to do. Like Widowmaker right now is like something insane. I forgot what it was, like 180 or 200 meters or something.
They should give her more health and then make her fall off crazy. That would be cool.
No.
Hitting Widows. Okay, seeing Widows hit close range shots would be sick.
That's cool, yeah. But like, I feel like they could probably do something with her fall off damage instead of making it like something insane.
Because if you fix the fall of damage, then it's much easier to dive her and counter her. And even like on Lucio, it's gonna be easier because you can like get closer to her because she is closer, right? Or even Kiriko can hit her easier, like punish her. Oh, she's right over there. She's not across the map.
She would need something to defend herself.
That's where I feel like players nowadays would not go. Like when I played professionally, like back when I had hair. Like you had dive meta. You had Winston. You had what was it? Winston, Diva.
Let's take that for a year.
Genji
Winston, Diva,
Genji Tracer.
No, it was
Genji Tracer, Lucio Zen. Are you talking about that?
Yeah, it was like, but if you dove their front line, your back line might get dove, and then sometimes you would have to communicate, since no people use that in comp anymore, they don't communicate. Be like, oh, hey, let's counter dive this fight, or hey, there's the Zen alone over there, like communicate, do the dives. Like that actually took a lot of skill and coordination, but like I don't know, I feel like people would complain about that now.
I think thinking back like to that Valorant example, I think the difference is that in Valorant, for example, everyone has access to certain tools to answer back, right? Like one shots might be the thing, but it's like you can also like hit back at them at that kind of level, right? Isn't like they're there, I can't interact now, I can't play against this person. Like they're there, I'm here. It's like unwinnable. Even the sniper rifles, they very rarely provide angles that are like so wide and so long that it's like I can't come in with my assault rifle and trade back, right? So I guess it's like that what you guys have all alluded to is like that feeling of Widowmaker being across the map and just being, you just don't have an answer. Like she's the only person who can do anything at that range. So it's like that, I think that might be another part of it as well, is like making sure that everyone can kind of answer a character's in a position of threat, like a Widowmaker. I mean, what other one-shots there are? So Widowmaker we have a problem with. Hanzo?
Junkrat is so annoying.
Sojourn, Mercy Pocket, and Junkrat is pretty annoying.
I mean, Hanzo I don't think is annoying anymore, really.
I agree. I don't think Hanzo is problematic. Like, if you see a Hanzo popping off, it's really, like, you're like, wow.
Now that he has a recoil.
You're like, wow.
That's
now he has recoil.
He has that high-risk thing, because long range, it's so hard to hit a projectile that far.
Yeah, when you see, like, when you were doing the challenge with Arge, when he was going 3v5, it was like, wow.
Crazy.
That was like some insane shots, But if it was a Widowmaker across the map, you'd be like, okay, whatever. But Hanzo has that wow factor. It's like, yeah, it's pretty hard to hit those. I respect that. But Junkrat, Roadhog.
Yeah, don't worry, it's coming soon. Ha ha ha.
He just has too much health. He's unkillable. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I actually listen. For Roadhog, I read a Reddit post that I really liked. I want to hear your thoughts. For Roadhog change, he was like, instead of removing the entire identity of Roadhog, why don't they allow for players that get hooked to be able to use non-movement abilities? So what would happen is, if Anna gets hooked, she can sleep the hog while she's moving towards him. And Reinhardt can maybe use his shatter while he's getting towards him. So Roadhog has to think about the enemy cooldowns instead of just hooking blindly all the time, because he could get punished for it instead. And for example, Azen is going to get hooked. He can trank, but he's going to have to use his ult, for example, right? And there's a lot of things, or like if you hook DPS, the DPS could try to kill the Roadhog before the Roadhog gets him, right? So there's a lot of counterplay, right? Maybe it's gonna make the character really weak, but you can give him something else, or like change up his healing, But that would make the character you would actually have to think when using your hook instead of just hooking blindly all the time.
I just had a flashback of getting hooked on the tracer and then trying to like you're like at your spawn and you get pulled. Overwatch 1. A long time ago, those hooks, you get pulled across the map. Those were fun.
Yes.
But if you fix that, I think that would actually be pretty cool. I like that. You have to use your cooldowns or
I think the biggest problem with Hog, honestly, isn't even the hook one shot, because there is counterplay to that. Like, you can dodge it. It's a projectile. You can bait it out of him. You know when he's gonna throw it, basically. Like, instead of Widow just instantly clicking your head. The biggest problem is that he's so tanky. He can just walk in and do absolutely stupid things for a hook and then get out for free. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no punishing a Roadhog. He can just do whatever he wants. That's my issue with him.
But the question is it because of Suzu that there is no punishing for him?
Yeah,
and if that is the case, if you nerf him, Kirku still exists, you know? Like, it's not like you're not actually dealing with the core problem. So in the future, this might become an issue again, but for another hero, because Suzu still exists.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is one of the things where it's like when you take CC away, and like the only answer to Roadhog is Ana, because she's the only character who can basically interrupt his cycle, right? Where it's like hook, breather, run away, hook, breather, run away. Like, she's the only person who can go stop at any point. So I wonder if this is a question the devs have to answer at some point, which is like, now that we took CC away, how do we stop certain things that otherwise are like unstoppable? Because obviously this happens with... I mean, some people said this, we have bring back 2CP. Some people feel like maybe some more CC would be fine. I mean...
I think, okay, for example, I think Cassidy should probably get his flashback, but instead it should be a much
smaller range. As someone who plays Cassidy, like, or has played some Cassidy, Jay, like, do you feel like the absence of CC on the DPS role?
I mean, I hate when I see a ball rolling around and you can't do anything about it. He's just rolling and rolling and rolling. But I don't know. I don't know. In my opinion, you should probably ask Wanted this to get his honest opinion. But I don't know. I feel like the grenade actually still does a lot of damage. Like, it is a good trade-off, I think, if you're trying to take out CC from the game. But I don't know. I feel like that's just like a pit that you don't want to go down. If you give Cassidy his CC back, all the other characters, people are going to be complaining about their CC and want to bring it back.
Wow, the roles are reversed now. Bogur's nostalgic over CC, and Jay3's like,
no, it's not. I'm not nostalgic about CC. I just think one of the issues about Overwatch 2 is that certain roles have certain roles, in the sense that a support player, a lot of the time, they cannot deal with the Widowmaker, and so if you go into ranked, and you play ranked, you can't hope that your teammates are gonna deal with the Widowmaker. It is a pretty solo game, you know. Like, it's not like it's supposed to be team based, but it's not gonna happen because it's ranked, right? Nobody talks, nobody cares. So what happens is you have 4 idiots on your team, and you need to deal with the Widowmaker, but you can't, because if you go deal with the Widow, you're gonna lose. So now that DPS don't have CC, you hope that your tanks or supports have CC to deal with a ball or something. So for the DPS player, it's really annoying. And for tanks, there's other things that are really annoying that they cannot deal with, and they have to hope their teammates have to deal. They have the capacity to deal with them. So that's why I think every role should have at least some sort of way to deal with certain heroes, because otherwise you're just hoping that your teammates can deal with it. And if they can't, it falls back into that issue of, oh, you just hope that you got a good match with good players that are smart, you know, and because you don't have the tools to deal with the problems. Yes, because you don't have the tools.
No, I 100% agree. Yeah, go ahead, Eskay.
I agree. I was just saying, yeah, I agree. Good point.
Yeah, like, I think for me, like, the frustration with Roadhog, for example, is that, like, if I'm playing tank, which I've been doing a lot, because I started playing support in Overwatch 2, that wasn't fun. And Ana was dog then, so I stopped playing. So I stopped playing supports, played tank mostly. And now when you're playing a non-Roadhog tank and you're watching a Roadhog run around, you're just like, I hope my team doesn't get hooked by him, because like like if I'm playing Sigma, I'm standing here. If I'm playing Winston or whatever, I'm standing here. Like, yeah, there's some tanks, like, you know, you could Zarya bubble, you could Diva Matrix, but like if you're not playing those tanks, you just kind of just like, I hope they don't die to this. And sometimes you just don't have an answer, right? And it's like same for Widowmaker, where you're like, I hope they don't die to this, and it's just like. The thing.
People come in and they're like, just sleep or grenade them. Yeah, but that's not my role. You know, I'm playing tank. I have no control over it, right? At least tanks can go something that has CC or shields, but imagine you're a DPS or support player, right? You're fucked, like, for 90% of your heroes, right? You just hope that, you know, something is done about the sniper or about this particular tank, and that's really unfun. That is not fun. You have no control. You're thrown into a game, and you just, you know, I hope my teammates pick the right heroes. If they don't, okay, I guess next game.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I think there should be abilities to deal with, or some way for every role to deal with every other character, if that makes sense. Like every other role in a way. Although I guess tank tank is one that causes a lot of ire, and I know Jay and other DPS are kind of might feel like tanks are just a bit too strong as well.
Tanks are not even. I like tanks being tanky, but not when they're like one-shotting me as well, bro. Like Orisa, she's insane. Ramattra, when he gets his ult and it's overtime and you got to go to point, you're dead. I don't know. I feel like tanks are just 800 HP DPS characters.
Winston best tank.
Like Winston's a good tank. I like Winston.
Yeah, exactly.
Winston's
like,
fun to play against.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's fun to play against some tanks, and it always has been fun to play against. I feel like Reinhardt and Winston have never felt like too insane unbalanced or anything. It's always been, oh, this is a fun match. Rein v Rein, Winston v Winston, Winston v Rein, right? It's like, okay, whatever. But then comes along Roadhog, and he just one-shots everyone. It's like, wow, like, well, fuck this. I don't want to play the game anymore.
And he's more survivable than those guys as well, ironically. Like, he survives easier than both those. And I guess just a word on Ramattra then. I guess you guys... I feel like the only real frustrating part about it is it is ultimate, which is like it can last forever and it's kind of undodgeable. But
I think the range should be a lot smaller on his ult. It's just... I feel like if you're a support player, or a DPS player, you're fucked. Even as a tank, you're fucked. Because just by standing close by, his range, like his ult will keep on being infinite. It needs to be much smaller. I feel like, especially with the speed buff, you can't run away from it anymore. And like, even if you stun or sleep him, he's just, oh, okay, I'm back. Suzut, let's go.
I feel like they buff characters that don't need to be buffed.
And you feel so you feel who you talking about here?
I feel like there's I feel like the power creep's happening. I'm sounding like Samido. Like I feel like characters are in a good spot, but then they buff the characters, then you make them ridiculous, and then later on you're just gonna have to nerf it again. I don't know. Like Ramattra, Doomfist didn't need buffs. Like good Doomfist players that knew how to play Doomfist, he was insane. And then now, like they made Doomfist so easily before these recent nerfs, where if you just take your face, smack it on your keyboard, you got like a 3K. And then they had to nerf him again. Like that's what I mean. Like
now he's bad.
Yeah, and then now he's
worse
bad
than he was before.
Yeah, it's like they just keep the character. There's people who are good at that character, how it is. Just like fix the others instead of I don't know.
I think the Orisa buffs were super stupid. Like
Orisa was good. She didn't need anything.
She was pretty good.
She was especially in Roadhog meta, she was pretty okay. And then one of the fun things about her ultimate is you could block it with a shield. They removed it. No counterplay now. It's like what? Why? What's the point?
Well, one thing about Ramattra ult is I wish there was a visual effect that showed where it wasn't. Like it doesn't go around walls, right? And it doesn't go through shields. If I could see where I could be safe from it, that would help a lot. Like I have no idea. It's guesswork really. And then if you could see how long his ult had left, that would be cool too. It would add counterplay. Right now it's just like, holy fuck, he's ulting. Run for your life, lose the team fight.
I think I actually disagree with Bogur's range suggestion because someone obviously who's grinding a lot of Ramattra, I think it just gets fucked very easily as well. The ult, like it's also one of those ults that is very quickly useless. I feel like the best thing to do is to put some sort of cap on the max timer, because I think like it's okay to extend it a little bit, but if it goes like even I feel stupid when it's going for like 30 seconds. I'm like, this is dumb now. Like this has gone beyond what it was supposed to do. And I think that level of variance as well makes it hard to balance. Like if there's an ult that could only last 3 seconds and people just run away and it's useless, versus in overtime when it's like literally you cannot beat me now, like you have to kill me and I'm just sitting here blocking and you can't, you have to pump like 10,000 damages to kill me while I'm blocking or hope that like there's a CC coming or something. Like the variance is too high, I feel, and it's nothing to do with even skill. Like, it's not like, well, if you're a Widowmaker and you're hitting shots, like the variance is there. No, it's just like the situation is creating the variance, right? So I feel like they should just put like a cap on like maybe max 10 seconds or something that you can, then that way if we live 10 seconds we can dodge it. There's like there's that other option. But I feel like if you reduce the range, like there's so many situations where you pop it and like just you get slept for like 1 second, and like by the time you get back up, everyone's run out of range and like that's it, you're also over.
I feel like you can just have a Lucio be with you though. I had some guy actually
fucking ranked.
I mean, it's ranked. You should be able to coordinate and be with each other. I had some Ramattra today in overtime. I think it was overtime. Or it was just in the middle of the game. He popped his ult, and I was trying to run away, and like he was just always on my ass. He didn't punch me. He didn't try to kill me. He just followed me because the ult wasn't ending, and he just sucked the life out of me. And then he ran into the wall after he killed me, and then turned around slowly and just ran away. Oh,
based.
It's funny.
Approve. No, I mean, yeah. I don't really think that it's like, I don't think you should get in the territory of expecting a Lucio boost. I mean, obviously you could gotta account for like what he might do when he's Lucio boosted, but like we know that's not gonna happen in ranked. Like you're not gonna be like, can you run Lucio for me? Otherwise then we're back to the Reinhardt situation where it's like this tank is useless when no one's running Lucio for him, right?
I think Ramattra in a few weeks when everyone learns how to play him, or a month or whatever, because I think there's a lot of things about Ramattra that make him really high skill ceiling. When people learn how to play him really well, I think everyone's gonna complain about how broken he is. Right now, he doesn't feel broken, but the reason why people don't feel like he's broken is because people are just learning him. Like, you know, it's like, I don't feel like he's broken right now, but I fear that he's gonna be really annoying in a month.
But I don't think that's the worst way to approach it either, though. Like, it's a new hero.
No, I don't think it's the worst.
They can nerf it in a month, right? Like, I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But you're right. It may be that people will feel. I think the speed buff was a dangerous buff to give him as someone who's like, I think because I played before the speed buff and I was like, I think he does need help, but I never asked for speed buff because I think that's like a dangerous thing to give a tank is to like who's a close range ostensibly. He's not really, but yeah, I think it's a dangerous thing. Any other thoughts on Ramattra? Just wanted to vibe on him because he is new, but any other thoughts on that?
No, but I have to go here soon. That's
I was just gonna head to the concluding thoughts. So on that note,
good.
On that note, I always like to sign off on something relatively optimistic. So, okay, it is coming to an end of a new year. It's Christmas and holiday season, so happy holidays to all of you listening.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, Jay, what are you hoping for 2023 Overwatch 2? Or let's say the first couple months. What are you hoping for? What's Santa bringing?
Better matchmaking, better balance. That's on my wish list. Short and sweet.
What is better balance in your mind?
Better balance. I would feel like more characters are viable right now. I feel like it's still like, you know, a lot of people are just picking like 3 or 4 characters, and that's pretty much like what it is. Like there's Widowmaker, there's Junkrat. Junkrat's fucking insane, like literally annoying to play against. It's Sojourn, right? Ramattra is actually a really good pick right now. Like I just want to see more characters be viable, and you know, not buffing characters that don't need buffs and whatnot.
And bring back
and bring back 2CP.
Down with map pools. Okay.
I don't like map pools. I think map pools are horrible.
Okay. Eskay, what would your wish list?
More titles. More incentives to play. Cool achievements to do. Something other than just the endless ranked grind or being bored in quick player arcade. There's no reason to play those. Like, it's so boring.
Yeah, we didn't elaborate on that too much. Actually, by the way, to clarify, the titles are available to free players. People chimed in chat to say they are. But you're right. Actually, something that a lot of players have felt, which is just like, yeah. I definitely think one thing to dwell on this is like they should at least give you currency in the battle pass. I think it's whack that they don't. I think that's like a minimum.
Cyber Demon isn't even cool. Everyone has Cyber Demon. Top 500 Challenger isn't even cool. There's silvers with that title. Why is OpenQ Top 500? I was like...
And I had the title Assassin. I felt cool. It was like 250 win games cool. As DPS. I was like, holy shit, I played a lot.
Over time, it's like everyone has it, and it's not cool anymore. We just need more. Give us more. Something prestigious that we can equip. I'm going for 500 Mystery Heroes wins, because no one's going to have that.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people are going for that. I heard a lot of people are.
There you go, already ruined for Eskay.
And I'll go for deathmatch instead.
Yeah, so more reasons to grind the game. I like it. Bogur, what's your wish list?
Both what J3 and Eskay said, for sure. I want more tournaments. Like the streamer one, that was fun. But I don't want it to, like, we had these tournaments in Overwatch 1 that they were making because there was no content. I want them back, right? I don't know how they were called, but they were cool. I don't want the tournaments to be locked behind streamers. There's a lot of players that need the money, and there's a lot of tier 2 players that really need the money, and that would be good. And it would make it more competitive and more fun. So tournaments for sure. Fix competitive for sure. It's really boring. Like, just remove this system. I don't like the 720 system. It's horrible. I don't know. I whatever. I don't like that system. And yeah, balance. I want for the next season of Overwatch or mid-season patch, I want them to go really whack with the balance and just make a bunch of changes, or like not the mid-season, but at least season 3, right? I want a lot of changes because this season 2 patch was really boring. It was like you get a change and you get a small change. Buff Mercy's pistol. It's like what? That was boring. I want every season to be really, different and feel different. Like other games do it, we can do it as well. Be risky with it, and if you fix your hot fixing thing, just be risky with it. Make something fun. Make I don't fucking know. Make more of flying. I don't care. Like the game is already casual as fuck.
Oh, you don't need anything for more.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Well, but what I'm trying to say is just make something funny. I'll bring back Lucio killing with beat. That would be funny.
That was cool.
That
would be funny.
That
Add
was
more
so hard
changes
to
like
hit
that.
too.
I like the.
I
like
never
the
got
cut.
one.
Yeah.
I want changes like that. That's
Never?
funny as fuck. It's really funny to watch as well.
I feel like
I miss J3. I still remember Lijiang Tower Night Market. I tried to beat your head and you dodged it, and then I cried.
I feel like they
Aw.
should do more tournaments like that with the content creators, and then if they are some good ideas, hey, take them and put them in the game. That was a really good idea.
Yeah, I love that. I won those tournaments again. Those were really fun.
Yeah, I think in-game tournaments, experimental patch is what you guys are kind of alluding to, right? Like bring back an experimental patch, potentially with creators. Obviously, we're biased. Better matchmaking would be nice. And from my wish list, I would like them to look at the format of the game. I would like them to start talking about bans. Please
Bans.
start talking about hero bans.
Hero bans.
Please let us
That's
decide.
pretty cool.
Let us decide. Let us
decide.
decide. though.
If they, I swear to God, I'm putting it right now. If they ever put in hero pools again instead of hero bans or some whack dumb system, I will quit the game that day. I will just straight up go straight to the Battle.net launcher, uninstall. I am not having that again. That's please. But
Let us decide exactly.
let us decide. Please let the players decide, which I think is a good sentiment in general. Let the players decide their own game. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time. I have loved talking to you, and I really appreciate you coming down to talk to me. So please show these
That
guys
was
some
fun.
love.
Thank you. That was
I'm
Thank
fun.
you.
glad you had a good time,
you.
and have a good.
That's
It looks like you're about to run out, Jay. So literally have a good run.
Yeah. Oh no. Going to the gym, man. Today's deadlift
Oh
day.
yeah. Let's go. Okay, well, enjoy your gym session. Thank you, Eskay and
Appreciate it,
Bogur,
my
as well
dude.
for participating.
Thank
And have a
you.
great rest of
That
your
was
day,
fun.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.